focus on was to make a difference in the Web3 space, right? Apart from just holding crypto assets, I wanted to leave my name on a technology or a protocol that is disruptive and really worth building, so to speak. And that's where I met with my other co-founders, and we got together and we conceptualized what you come to see as Chat3 today. And for those of you who have been in Chat3 from the very beginning, you probably would have known that it is quite different in the early stage to where it's progressing now into StreamFi. Um, but yeah, that's just a very brief, quick download, quick history. Don't want to bore you guys. But I'm sure we'll be talking a lot about Chat3 later as Noah, asked the questions. So no doubt, and I don't want to jump the gun there. But yeah, that's me. And if anyone has questions later about my background or various things, feel free to tweet me or maybe even raise your hands if you have time during the course of this AMA. Yeah, back to you, Noah.
Thank you so much. I must say that was an in-depth introduction. Thank you so much. I know it's been a long journey coming way back from 2016. That's awesome. So, guys, we appreciate all those that were able to submit questions for the AMA today. In fact, we got a lot of questions, and if we are to select all the questions, I doubt if the the event will be ending anytime soon. But yeah, we were able to select some questions. In fact, it was all an interesting questions from you guys. So as you guys know, we'll be rewarding those that their questions were selected. We'll be rewarding them with 1,000 voucher code, and that will be sent to them via through your inbox on X. So we'll be doing that through Xenia's official X. And then guess what? Lunacy will be giving out 100 Sony tokens to 5 lucky people today. In fact, that was awesome. In fact, when he shared that with me, I know that our community must be so impressed to get to know about that. So, guys, make sure you stay tuned down to the very end. It will be an interesting AMA today. So, to everyone who have joined, as you guys know, the custom will be announcing a voucher code for 2,000 gems at the end of the AMA. And then it will be good for you guys to equally follow Lunacy and then follow me as well, as I will be sharing the voucher code right on my X. So that is a good start for our audience today. So let's talk about the partnership with Chat3. Please, can you tell us a little bit about Chat3, Lunacy, please?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Although I almost feel like everyone here, kind of knows what Chat3 is already, like because they have been obviously interacting with the site, and by extension, they have interacted with the Xenia community within Chat3. But nonetheless, Chat3 has taken many forms. We have progressed through the times. So I'll give you the latest definition, and I think this is something we feel really sticky about. We feel like this is really it, and this is really what we want to present to the wider crypto community, right? So here goes. So Chat3 is a super app, a Web3 super app with a focus on StreamFi technology. And what StreamFi technology is, it is a industry, it is a movement that only Chat3, only us, are pioneering, and it involves both live streaming capabilities as well as the financialization side of the crypto space. So, simply put, streamers and audiences could interact alike within the Chat3 super app platform, and you would be able to be compensated, incentivized with tokens through the purchase and sales of keys, as well as through the airdrop functions that are conducted. Yeah, so that's simply put what Chat3 is right now. What it has progressed through, right, in its journey Chat3 as a super app has so many other functions, right? Apart from what I just described, we have account abstraction technologies where users are able to simply with an email and an X login, be able to be given a wallet that has both EVM and non-EVM chain compatibility. So we have things like Sonic Chain, which is obviously something we're excited about. We have support for Ethereum, we have support for Avalanche, all these different chains, and we also support Solana. And what's really interesting about these account extracted wallets that we have is that you can actually send crypto directly to email addresses. You can directly send crypto to X handles. So as Noah has mentioned, I'll be giving out Sonic directly in this show, and I don't need to ask for your wallet addresses, right? I can send it directly to your X handle, and all you have to do is go to Chat3 and you'll be able to claim it and see the balance is already there. So we have such convenient features, right down to social functionality, where, as you know, Xenea community, you have been posting daily, right? I've been looking at all your posts within Chat3, and I think a couple of you actually reward and incentivize each other, which I find very heartening. And directly from the post, you can actually send crypto, you can reward, you can even boost, right? You can even boost posts all the way up, and from there you get a lot more visibility. Yeah, so all in all, what we have created and pushed through in Chat3 are all these wonderful features, right? But we don't prescribe what a user would want to do with it. And what we have seen is a myriad of various things that users have done. For example, users have commented about how Chat3 is the first time that they felt like they could be actually seen, and visible on the internet, right? Because if you look at X, I don't know how many of you feel the same, but sometimes when you post, you might not be seen at all, right? Because of the algorithms, even with your friends, which is a shame, right? But on Chat3, you definitely are able to get a certain amount of visibility, and we get a lot of these remarks which really spur us on and really tell us that we're on the right track with what we've done here. We also get a lot of feedback on how users through the use of Chat3 social media are able to be able to get an income. Users are able to pay for all their various needs directly through earning on Chat3, and we find that to again be very heartwarming and very strong motivation for how and what we have been doing for the space. Yeah, I could really go on and on, right? If you're describing Chat3, but I'm sure there are more detailed questions, and I believe I'll get to them and broadly describe the whole of Chat3 through your questions as well. Yeah, back to you, Noah. Oh, Noah is I don't think you're on stage for some reason. Okay, while we wait for Noah to get back on stage, um, you guys can hear me, right? In case X is bugging out. If this were Chat3, I'll be confident, but this is X, so I'm not sure. If you can hear me, like give me a thumbs up, maybe some of you, so I can actually see that it's okay. I'm not sure. Did I get robbed? What's going on? Oh, I see a thumbs up. Okay, I see a thumbs up. Yep. So it's Noah's side that is not currently on stage. I can't hear Noah. Noah, are you saying anything? Um, let's see if there's a technical issue on their end. Patience with us, guys. Let us just resolve. Oh, okay. So I think Noah is going to come back in. Okay, Noah's going to come back in. Okay, 1 second. Let me see if I could actually assist. Okay, I'm going to join as co-host. Noah's back, I think. I see you as co-host, Noah. Oh, wait. Hello, Noah. So this is why we need Chat3, guys. this is you know, on X basis, it's quite common that this happens. For some reason, I'm not sure why. But you know, it doesn't happen as often on Chat3. Okay, so this is a good positive demonstration for Chat3, and I think one of the benefits of Chat3 is also obviously that we are able to present, right? Share screen, present, which you know it's a pretty basic functionality, if you would, right, for spaces, but not very common function on X. And I think that's one of the limiting factors, right, when we're on X as opposed to something like Chat3. Yeah. Yeah. But while Noah is trying to get back in, um, what I'll do is I'll continue to talk a bit about Chat3 and also maybe describe our partnership with Xenia and why it's been so. Oh, there you go. He's back.
But I was hearing you loud and clear all the while. You know, I was trying
Yeah.
to get back. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's okay. I was just describing how, this is a positive demo for Chat3 actually.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. I heard all that. Yeah. So let's progress. Thank you for the details that you gave out about Chat3 and what you guys are building. It's quite interesting. Thank you so much. So now let me talk about the partnership between Xenia and Chat3. So the partnership aims to achieve breakthrough result by combining the technological capabilities of both companies. So the integration of the Xenia blockchain into Chat3 will help applications deployed on Xenia to work seamlessly with Chat3. This integration is expected to increase transaction volumes and user engagement and will further facilitate the sending and receiving of tokens on Xenia blockchain by leveraging Chat3 wallet. So already we have Chat3 Wells, which is the spin, and it's already integrated on Xenia, and it offers our users the opportunity to earn daily and equally prepares them for future drops. So that is quite interesting. So now let us jump to the Q&A. So I know you're ready, Lunacy, for the questions. Can
yes,
you
I'm
hear me?
ready. I'm
Oh,
ready. Yes,
oh,
go
cool,
ahead. Yeah.
cool, cool. So the first question is from Miguel. So the question is, what inspired the creation of Chat3?
Yeah, so this is a very good question. I briefly talked about how, through my journey, I wanted to solve a problem, right? And I met with my co-founders and, we brainstormed and conceptualized what was needed. But I didn't talk about why exactly that led to Chat3. So it's really simple. When we look at the Web3 space, right, we use this word a lot, right? Web3, but what really is Web3, right? I think many people define it differently, but broadly speaking, we're probably all referring to the same thing, where it is a community of like-minded enthusiasts within the crypto space. I personally sometimes refer to it as a religion for blockchain. Whether it's appropriate or not, it's up to you to see. But essentially, when we look at Web3, we find that what's the missing link really is the ability for Web3 users to connect on a decentralized form, a decentralized format, right? socially, right? Because when we look at Web3, the social media of choice naturally is on X. Like, look at what we're doing now on X, right? Which is fine. X works, but it's not terribly organic now, is it? Right? It's not Web3. It doesn't even support anything in crypto. I know in the early days, before Elon Musk took over, right? Um, Twitter actually supported NFTs. I'm not sure if some of you are old enough to know that, right? But then it stopped, and clearly they've taken a step back, in terms of Web3 functionality. So we always felt like there's a need for some form of social media to promote that effort moving forward, and we felt like that's something meaningful for us to do. And with that, that took form in terms of Chat3, at least even in the early days. I would say that even with progressions, the new features, the fact that we are now pioneering a StreamFi movement doesn't change that fact, right? It is still what we desired, which is, um, a social media platform, super app that actually links up and connects everyone within the Web3 space, right? Regardless of chain, regardless of community, protocols, product, we want to integrate all of them, right? I think that hasn't changed. What has changed is just the product, right, and the so-called killer feature that we're introducing. And I think that is really the motivation and the vision behind why we did.
Quite interesting. Thank you for sharing that with us. Now, the second question is from a user named Quantum Codes. So the question is, how does Chat3 enhance Xenia's platform, and what unique value does this partnership bring to users?
Yeah. So um, when, when when I hear someone called quantum codes, I get worried, right? Over what question it could be. But yeah,
Yeah, same here.
with regard to Xenia and how we value add, I think that's a wonderful question, and that is exactly, like I said, the reason we exist, right? We exist to propagate, Web3 users forward. We exist to connect everyone, regardless of where they're from, you know, in terms of geography, in terms of proximity, regardless of what kind of protocols they use, so on and so forth. So I think we have been particularly useful for Xenia in the early stage, all the way to now, by making sure that we have an open platform that the Xenia community could always count on, could always turn up on a daily basis and see that these things are happening, right? And things are just not just happening within Xenia, but in the larger Web3 space. So obviously, we do create our own spaces, we run our own programs within Chat3, and I'm always heartened to see members from Xenia pop in, and it's quite obvious because they would announce, right, I'm from Xenia, I'm here, and we see that a lot, and I think that is once again by design, right? Having other communities exposed to Xenia and Xenia exposed to other communities, and vice versa. So I think that's the tremendous value add, both ways actually, right? That the platform does to the community like Xenia and vice versa, which makes it really productive and helps grow the community forward. Um, and that's exactly how communities must grow. They cannot be siloed, they cannot be isolated, right? They should always be open, right? At least that is the core reasons for Web3, right? An open and permissionless set of protocols, right? That extend, no doubt, into community as well. So when we introduce new features, that's where these early communities, particularly Xenia, would definitely benefit, right? So everything I've just described, the Xenia community have definitely seen firsthand, right? Straight from our social fi features down to our AI implementation, gamification technologies like spin wheels. I think at some brief moments, we even had some casual games that we introduced. Some of you might have played them. And now we are down to stream finance technology, and you are all able to partake in this really cutting edge set of tools that we have built and experimented with. So if these eventually becomes the mainstay, right, in crypto, the mainstay in Web3, then I think we can all be proud to say, we were part of the early experiment, and we were really instrumental in pushing it forward. Yeah. So I think really, really happy to have Xenea community from the early stage, and I hope that it is also something that the community have found particularly impactful from the Chat3 space. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for appreciating the Xenia community. In fact, we've got an amazing community, I must say. And then I'm yet to try out the streaming platform that you guys have launched. In fact, I must try it out maybe tomorrow. So now we go over to the third question, which is by a user named Destiny. The question is, looking at Chat3 previous version, what game-changing solution does Chat3 2.0 really has to offer to the DeFi ecosystem?
Yes. So in Chat3 version 1, which effectively is the entire site minus the StreamFi tool or the StreamFi product that I've just talked about, that's pretty much version 1, right? So for version 1, what we have is a social platform, right? Built with all these cutting edge Web3 tools. It has streaming technology. It has live stream, and it has airdrops and all these different things built into it. Now, version 1 requires that the streamer and the audience take a very proactive role in terms of how they want to use it, right? So if they want to stream something and you say, okay, I want to incentivize, 20 users who view my stream, I want them to get some rewards. Sure, you can run an airdrop program. You can, do your own manual gifting, so on and so forth. Now we found that was okay, but I think there are two reasons why version 2 was so compelling. The first one is that we are all creatures of habit, right? As humans, we're all creatures of habit. We like to do things that we are very used to. And in the Web 2 space, right? When you're using Google Meet, Skype, Zoom, Twitch, even, you're not necessarily inclined or used to doing things like airdrops, if you get what I mean, or gifting stuff, back and forth. It is not common, right, for you to do that. So it requires a lot of effort, right? It requires a lot of friction, right, to overcome in order to use it. So no doubt the tools were there, but we found that it was really difficult to have users get used to the fact that, hey, maybe you want to incentivize your viewers, maybe you want to conduct more airdrops on them, so that was one reason, right? We are all creatures of habit. um, and I think the second thing is that in order to um, cross the hurdle and say I want to incentivize people requires you as a streamer or as a viewer to put up cash, right? To first say I want to pay someone. And again, that's not a habit that is common to us all, and not a lot of people have that kind of disposable income, disposable cash to say I want to reward all my users, right? So those became hurdles to adoption. And we found that we needed to create something that is more autonomous. We needed to create a product that can be automatically loaded and used, right, without thinking through so many things or jumping through so many hoops. And it just works. So what works? Version 2, right? So what is in version 2 is the ability for a streamer to simply start a stream, pretty much like how any stream will be started. But what happens on the back end is that it invokes a smart contract that effectively starts the moment the streamer says, press the start button, right? And when that happens, any viewer who comes in automatically buys a ticket, right, to the stream. And the same viewer, if he or she leaves the stream would automatically then sell the same ticket. And the price of the ticket is reflected by a bonding curve, right? And there's obviously a standard formula to it. But effectively, if more people buys the ticket after you, the prices go up, right? And if you leave after that, then you could make yourself a profit. And this entire system, while straightforward enough, has a lot of dynamic to it, right? How you want to monetize it, how you're thinking about joining streams, what is your motivation, right? All these things would then factor in. Now, as a streamer, because you started the stream and you invoked the smart contract, you would benefit because every single ticket that buys and sells, meaning the user joins and leaves, you would be getting, a 5% fee, right, from the ticket purchase and sales. So hopefully that incentivizes streamers enough for them to, continuously load cutting edge content, entertaining content, to be able to bring in more viewers, right? But as you can see, it is an automated function. It does not require the streamer to do anything besides streaming and starting the stream. So that is what we have done in version 2. And our early data, right? Mind you, version 2 is really, really new. It's just been launched over the last couple of days. But the early data that we're seeing, it is a clear win. It's a clear win. It clearly speaks for how it works. People are, a lot more open to sharing and inviting people to their streams, for all the different reasons that I've just mentioned. Yeah. So it's a slightly long answer to what Destiny asked, but I felt like that it might be required in order to fully understand what are the differences.
That's nice. Thank you for taking your time to answer the question. So now we go over to the fourth question by Tom Afars. How does Chat3 plan to incentivize long-term community engagement and utility for its token beyond the initial hype of the TGE?
This is the holy grail of questions with regard to TGE and tokens, right? And I think
Yeah.
that all founders struggle, right, with maintaining some form of traction, sustainability, right? You hear this word utility being floated around. And, I think it is, I mean, for Chat3, obviously, after doing a TGE, which is really imminent, it's coming soon. Um, of course, we will face the similar question. We will face similar problem, right, that we have to solve. But the difference with Chat3 is that unlike perhaps 95%, 90% of projects out there, we actually have a working product that the users are already using with or without the token. I think this is a really important point, right? And because of that, there is especially after we introduce V2, there is a source of financialization, right? Hence, StreamFi, and users are paying fees, right? And people are being incentivized with those fees, so on and so forth. So when we TGE, the first thing that will happen, that you will notice on Chat3 side is that a lot of the platform fees, tokens that you have to transact or send back and forth will be denominated in Chat3 token instead. So the entire site will be, bounded to Chat3, right? Chat3 will be directly integrated into, if I can use the analogy, Chat3 will be the blood, right, to the entire body, right, of the platform, and the Chat3 token is the blood. And so that will be a really important thing, right? I'm not even saying it's the gas. I'm literally saying it's the blood, right? You literally need it to survive, right? And that's how we intend to use it. And because Chat3 is social media, right? So we can continue to onboard new communities, build out, the next, million users, the next, 10 million users. And with every community and user that is added, it just increases the demand side, right, for the token, because this is literally the only way you can interact with the Chat3 side. And we have other methods and other things, but I won't say that now for reasons of technicality, as well as I haven't been given the go ahead by my own marketing team. So I won't give you the full roadmap just yet. But suffice to say, we are cooking up so many new things, which will consume the token, which will again, ensure that the token is the lifeline and support for all these new features. And that is how we intend to do it. Now, one thing you need to know about us, right, if you're new to us, is that over here at Chat3, we are just always doing. We are always showing you products. We are always shipping every other week, right? Every other 2 weeks. So we're not here to talk. We're here to do, right? So the things that I said, that we will build it and we will deliver it, right? So I think that is something that the community has come to know about us, and we won't let them down, right? With what we will continuously build and deliver. So yeah, take me at my word when I say, at the moment of TGE, and subsequently, there will always be use for the token, and that will allow a greater utility in how it is transacted and used within the platform, over a long period of time.
Thanks. I'm sure everyone is looking forward to that. So thank you so much. Now we go to the next question asked by Yomi Ward. What role will Sonic token play in incentivizing healthy user engagement across the platform? And now this is me asking, why is Sonic token a key utility in the meantime in Chat3? Over to you.
Okay, so I guess the question is phrased around why we have chosen to embrace Sonic the way we did, and
Yeah.
why we will be TGing on Sonic, right? So it's a good question, and I think for those of you who have been exposed to Sonic ecosystem, you would recognize that Sonic is one of the ecosystems that are thriving throughout the bear market, and I find that is a really important um, observation. Well, I say bear market loosely, but Bitcoin is trading at 100 over 1,000, right? What bear market, right? But I think over the last couple of months that hasn't been very friendly, right, on prices. Sonic has continued to grow in terms of their TVL, in terms of the social activity, in terms of the number of dApps that have been building. And I think that was an important observation, because um, when protocols, when dApps, continue to build, just like Chat3, right? Just like Chat3, continue to build, continue to deliver in the worst possible market circumstances. I think, when the market reverses or the market turns well, these are the things that will take off like a rocket, right? So that's one of the things that we observe about Sonic. And Sonic BD team has been very supportive of all our later efforts and what we are doing, and they've been supportive of our efforts in TGE, even down to the local ecosystem partners like Shadow Exchange, right? Which is helpful to us even to the last minute. We are talking to them regularly on how to manage our TGE, and so I think these are important things. Now, it's not to say that you can't necessarily get this in other chains. Other chains have been forthcoming as well, but we have noted something special here with Sonic, and that's what we chose to do, and we intend to fulfill that, right, and push it through all the way to TGE. As for the question, is Sonic token going to be important? Of course, because Sonic token is the gas, right? So apart from the fact that we will be accepting Chat3, you know, tightly integrated with the platform, you do have to pay gas, and the local gas currency is Sonic. So in that regard, it is always going to be quite important to hold or to have some Sonic within the Chat3 wallet, so that you can do all these different activities. That I think is something that we can't overcome until the day that we decided to to launch our own chain, right? And Chat3 can be the gas token. Whether it's maybe we do an L2 on Sonic, that's something exciting maybe in the future. But for now, too early to say. But yeah, I hope that I adequately answered that question.
Yeah, I will say you did. Thank you so much. So the next question was asked by Ferami. What are the use cases for Chat3 in Web2 and Web3 blockchain?
Okay. So, well, I would say let me phrase that question better, right? For Chat3, we think of ourselves as a really really good onboarding or on ramps tool for Web2 to get into Web3, right? For people who, I mean, all of you know your Web2 counterpart. You know those people who have not or do not want to touch the blockchain, who are not interested in crypto because it's a quote unquote scam, right? Or they feel badly about it, or they feel like it's just not worth their time, right? This is where I think Chat3 can help to onboard them as the first dApp or the first instance in which they interact with the blockchain. And certainly we have already done that with many users. Why? Because as I said, it is as simple as having an email, right? And then they would have a wallet already integrated. They don't have to do things like, key in, remember your 24 word seed or your 12-word seed, right? And then, you have to keep it somewhere and, you can't take a photo of it. All these different things that make it really hard for people to get into crypto, right? You don't have to do it here in Chat3, right? All you need is an email, you're in. Now, the next obvious question is then what are you in for? Okay, so now I have a wallet. Now what, right? What can I do? So this is where Chat3 shines, right? Because with your wallet, join a stream, post something on the newsfeed. Maybe someone would give you some crypto, right? Maybe your friend could help pull you along by, or rather push you along by sending you some gas, right? Join the latest stream, or maybe you're a streamer, maybe start a stream, right? Or two, and see yourself get incentivized, compensated for your time. And I think that is the best lesson, right? Rather than educating them on how blockchains work, finality of of transactions, all these different things that they're not interested or keen in, right? Why not just show them? So yeah, so we think that this is something that we have already demonstrated, and the question now becomes: can we scale this to the next 10 million, 100 million users? Can this truly be, right, that one tool, the TikTok equivalent, right, the Twitch equivalent, that will onboard so many more people into crypto, right? I don't know, right, but I'm willing to pitch my hat or throw my hat in, right, to try and get this vision, right, accomplished, and hopefully all of you as community members could help, right, help me to realize this as well.
Thank you. I love how dedicated you are to that great visions of yours. Thank you so much. So now
Thank
we
you.
go back to the next question by Alan. How will supporters and users of Chat3 be rewarded through the token economy?
Okay, so right now with B2, you can already, be rewarded through the activities that you partake on Chat3, right? Whether it's to join streams, start streams, post good stuff, farm token, farm airdrop points, so on and so forth. Once we TGE and we have the Chat3 token in circulation, a lot of these functions, like I said, will be denominated in the Chat3 token. So, both demand and supply side will be there in terms of Chat3 token. So as a user, you can look forward to be incentivized in Chat3 token directly by doing all these different activities that you can already do today, right? And that is how we have carefully designed it, and that is how we will see it take fruit, right? So as a user, you will get incentivized with the token, but obviously, if it's all it is all supply side, it's going to be a problem, right? If it's just tokens that keep going out to users, it's going to be a problem. So that's where we have carefully designed our tokenomics, which will be reviewed very shortly, to make sure that it is not one of those with very high emission. In fact, majority of it is reserved purely for community. And we carefully make sure that there is a low circulation, low supply, and that majority of our site and product design would be demand side, right? That you actually require Chat3 in order to proceed. For example, a simple thing like having AI agents, right? Something that we don't talk a lot about, but we actually have it there, right? If you see it, those things will come in really, really handy after TGE. And those AI agents will need to be paid for with Chat3 tokens. So we expect a huge demand side to take fruit from that end. Yeah. So that's how we balance it out. I know that's not part of the question, but I feel like it's important to address both sides. And that's what creates a healthy, sustainable token economy.
Yeah, you did great. Thank you for the answers. So now, Daniel asked, what's the vision of this great platform?
Oh, sorry. What's the vision of what platform? Sorry, Noah.
Of this great platform, this amazing platform, Chat3. Yeah.
What's the vision? Okay, so as I said, we are doing all. So this question basically strings in everything that I've just said over the past couple of minutes, right? It involves
Yeah.
why we conceptualize it, right, down to being onboarding Web2 into Web3, right, and briefly integrating the fact that we want to be that place to connect everyone in the Web3 space together. But if I were to take this question further and say, maybe because when we ask visions, usually we are thinking a bit more long term, right? We're thinking 10 years ahead, maybe even 20 years if I may be so bold. Well, certainly we are building for the long term. And as I said, we want to leave our names on something that is really, really worth doing, right? So I would say, the vision in the grand scheme of things in 10 years, we want to be the Web3 social interface, right? Between everybody who is interacting from Web2 apps, and connecting with the blockchain. We want to be that social interface. So this will go beyond StreamFi. This will go beyond the products that we are pioneering, right? And I think it involves something bigger, right? And that's where we will be, right? I'm quite positive that's where we will be, whatever that may be, right? And the reason I can't give you a concrete answer to say, okay, this is the exact product is because who is to know, right? Who is to know what product needs to be built in 10 years' time, right? I don't know, but I do know that our objectives are to be that bridge, right, to on ramp, the next 10 million, 100 million users from Web 2, Web 3. And the only way to do that is to be that social interface, between the Web 2 world and the entire blockchain, right? And whether it's like simply a login account extracted wallet with all these super app functions, that become mainstay within the crypto space, right? That could be it. And what is consistent, I think, would be that we are all excited for whatever that future may be and whatever is realized. Yeah. So yeah, so it's very it's not concrete. It's a bit intangible, but only cause visions usually are. Yeah. So yeah. So that's a very long dark look down the crystal ball.
Oh, nice, nice. So now we go to the next question by Ogba Tips. What are some unique monetization models that Chat3 enables for creators by combining blockchain and AI? And how do these differ from traditional Web2 social media platforms?
Okay. So I'm going to be zoom in very specifically on the question with AI, right?
Please do.
So when you look at traditional social media platforms, firstly, in terms of financialization, there isn't a lot of opportunity. Majority of the time, it is just you paying Facebook or you paying Twitter, right? You don't actually get paid. I know X is taking a very huge step forward by compensating, some of its top posters, but I think majority of you do not get paid by X, right? So I think it's not a fair ground. It rewards people who have spent a lot of time and energy and efforts building out their community. Some would say reasonably so, right? But it doesn't reward the new incumbents, right? Who are coming in. And certainly with social media and AI, it becomes even more obvious that there is really nothing there, right? In terms of how you can make money, because it is already hard making money on social media, let alone bringing this big word AI, right? So what we have on Chat3 is going to be very innovative. We have the AI agents. I know I only spoke briefly about it, but it's going to come in very handy because our AI agents that we have on Chat3 is able to effectively be a clone of yourself. So number one is that it is designed for you to prompt it, right? For you to write down what you think you look like in front of the mirror, right? And then you prompt it to your AI and hope that it behaves like you. The second thing is, as it is AI, obviously it will be learning your behavior and it will get better and better, right? And interacting. Now, to give you an example, very, very commonly when um, I am interacting with my viewers, my followers on the Chat3 live streams, I get this common question: is this Lunacy or Lunacy's AI? I get this question a lot. Uh, and it just tells me that the AI that I have built that has been learning my behavior and how to respond is becoming really close, right? Becoming really close to how I would otherwise behave, right? Just as me. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. But my point here is these agents are meant to interact exactly like you and behave like you and interact with your friends who may not even know the difference, right? So what happens here is, apart from these activities, let's not forget Chat3 rewards our users. Chat3 has already financialization and incentives built into pretty much every product we ship out. So when you now have your AI interacting on your behalf, what you then have is a weapon, right? You need to sleep, you need to go to school, you need to go to work. You can't be on social media 24/7, but your AI can, right? So effectively, what we're unleashing is the ability for everyone to be online on social media 24/7 with their AIs interacting on their behalf, right? So your AIs on your behalf could be getting your incentives, could be farming for airdrops from different communities, could be managing your community on your behalf, which is already a large cost savings, could stream on your behalf and can even attend streams on your behalf. So this is how we weaponize, right, AI for social benefit and social financialization for all of you. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what the outcome will be. It could be chaotic. It could be it could it may not uh, be exactly as I thought it would be because we are talking about artificial intelligence, right? But I'm excited to see it. I think that a lot of innovative, groundbreaking products start off as experiments, and we are excited to experiment. Of course, the key lines we don't cross is that we need to make sure it is a safe space. We need to make sure, as much as we experiment, that no one gets hurt, and that things are done in a responsible and reasonable manner, right? But beyond those lines, I think this is where we are allowed to dream a little, and we're just hopeful for what we might see in the future. and the part we have to play in it. Yeah, so you can see I'm quite passionate and excited about this. So I hope that you share my excitement. So when the time comes and we actually launch this full-fledged, please be there to support us.
Yeah, I do share that with you. It's quite a positive feature right there. Thank you.
Thank you.
So now this question from Vibe. What are the futuristic features yet to be seen on Chat3?
Okay, so let's just put it that technically speaking, I'm not allowed to say those things because we haven't announced the roadmap after the TGE, right? That's reserved for after the TGE. But through this conversation, through these answers, I have already reviewed some of them. So I'll just double down on the things that I've spoken about. So the key thing is AI. Talked a lot about it. I won't go deeper, but suffice to say, AI is going to be really important, right, for how we do it. And the devil is in the details. So how it is trained, what are the fees involved, right? The demand side for the tokens, as well as how the AI can be incentivized to, or rather, how you can be incentivized to use your AI better. Those are the things that we will introduce that will be super innovative. The other thing that I don't want to say it out loud, but it can be maybe let's consider it just teasing, right? Is that whatever meta that you're seeing out there, whatever that you're seeing that people are talking a lot about right now, are probably things that we will introduce in when the time comes. And we have a lot of frequently asked questions. Will we introduce Chat3 here? Will we introduce Chat3 there? When are we going to deliver these products, so on and so forth? I would just like to say that as builders, we have already built a lot of these things beforehand. We have easily, right, more than 5 really important cutting edge features we have already built. These are not dreams. These are not soon to be built stuff. We have already built. It's just that we haven't released it yet. And the reason why is because we did not want to feature bloat our product too much. We didn't want to introduce something that has 20 features like a Swiss Army knife, right? And then all of you are so confused as to what should you be using. We didn't want that outcome. So we have already built so many of these things, and we are just, believe me, we are like ready, and we are excited to release, but we know we can't. So those will forever remain roadmap items until the day is released. But all I'm saying is, when you see the roadmap, understand that these are not things that will be postponed or rescheduled. So when we release a roadmap, we know that these are going to be released, right? Purely because we have already built them. Yeah. So I know I didn't quite answer the question, only because we didn't want to spoil the surprise yet. But wow, it's going to be exciting, man.
Yeah, I think you gave it a good shot. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I'm sure everyone is looking forward to the goodies that is coming. Well, before then, please guys don't forget to give Lunacy a follow. So I will be asking the question after that. You will be selecting those that will be lucky to get 100 Sonic token. That will be given out to about 5 people that he will be selecting. So guys, stay tuned in. So my question now is, what plans do you have for TGE and when is it happening?
Okay, so 2 questions here. Only one of which I can answer. The other one is going to be a bit. I'll skirt around the question a bit, but I'll try my best. Okay.
Okay.
So our TG is going to happen, obviously, and we are going to release it within the Sonic ecosystem. Right, we're tied up with Shadow Exchange, which is the primary venue for tokens. It's really smooth, really seamless, really good support. We will be pushing it out there, and we want to obviously release it at a time where you know people are used to these tokens being released. We want to be releasing it in a time where there is liquidity in the market, right? So that it just makes sense, right? I don't think I need to elaborate on that because all of us are quite familiar, right, with markets and how it works. So that is definitely the fact. As for how we are releasing it, the key thing is I'll reiterate, especially for users who might just join us. When we do the TGE, the important part is making sure that there is somewhere to spend the tokens, right? Apart from just airdrop, right? For the initial supporters, we need to, like I said, balance out and make sure that there is a demand side. So the entire platform will unlock to allow Chat3 usage, right, consistently throughout, right? And you will see some interesting things pop up that you never knew, right? But those will all allow for Chat3 usage. So that is how we intend to launch it, right? Allow utility, allow the fact that you can actually do a lot of things with your tokens on day one. And as for when, like I said, I will skirt around a bit because we are definitely doing it soon. For those of you who are really excited about it, please check out the pinned tweet on our X account Chat3, the X account. Please give us a follow, set us on notification if you would, but please leave your email and X handle in the form, right, directly on our pinned tweet, because that's where you will get the latest notification once the liquidity pool has been seeded, right, for those of you who are interested in our tokens. For those of you who have points, Chat3 points, and you haven't yet claimed it, please do ASAP, right? Otherwise, there may be a bit of delay before you actually get your airdrop. For those of you who have already claimed, there's nothing further you need to do. But those of you who have not, go to Chat3, right? If you see points in your wallet, you have to click the claim button. Okay, so make sure you do that, and it will be all seamless and smooth for you. Yep. So yeah, so that's the best I can answer for those questions.
Oh, thank you so much. I think someone was asking today, I was in a Xenia community, about the Xenia points on Chat3. I think you also touched on that. So it's right time you guys go claim yours while you wait for what's coming. So now, before you give out the Sonic tokens to 5 lucky people, so guys, don't forget to also give me a follow while I'll be posting the voucher code for 2,000 gems. So please, Luna, go on and pick the 5 lucky guys.
Yeah, so to be very honest, I'm not sure what is the best way to pick it. Do you want to help with selecting this 5?
Okay, so maybe we can do it together. While you select the first 3, I'll select the last 2.
Okay, so I'll select 3, right? So
yeah.
I will select from the audience that I can see who are here, and the key thing is you got to be following me, right, as well as Chat3. It's really easy to see. Okay, so I found one. So Blossom, Doria, Valerie. Blossom, congratulations. I can send it directly to Blossom through Chat3. Should I do that now?
Okay, please do.
Okay, because I can, as you know, on Chat3, I can send it directly to your X handle, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. 100 Sonic to Blossom, directly to your X handle using Chat3. If Blossom doesn't have a Chat3 account, please go create and claim it directly. It's sitting right there. Okay, Blossom has a Chat3 account, so it's directly there now. Blossom, please go ahead and claim it. Yeah, thank you. And I'll select one more, right? Let me select.
I think you have to go.
Sorry?
You have to select 3. Why I select 2?
Okay, I have to select 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Let me find randomly, okay? I mean, okay, guys, I'm trying to be as random as I can, okay? Without any favoritism or any, because I don't know these people, right? Which is the important thing. So, okay, I see this Trips Travels. Trips Travels. Okay, I'm gonna send it to Trips Travels. Um, Congratulations, Trip Travels. You have to make sure that you claim it from your Chat3 account. I'm going to send 100 Sonic directly to you. Trips Travels. And done. Let me see if you have a Chat3 account. Or you don't. So you have to go Chat3 one, create your account, and you can claim it there directly. Okay, it's going to be there. So just connect, make sure you connect Trips Travels to your Chat3 account, and you will find it sitting there. Congratulations. Let's see the third one. So we have, oh, I see a lot of faces of different people who are on Chat3 who are supporting Xenia. A lot of cross communities. Very very warms my heart to see that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to send it to Silvershine. I'm going to send it to Silvershine. Congratulations, Silvershine. 100 Sonic. I'm going to send it to your Chat3 account. Thank you for being here. Silvershine. Okay. Noah, maybe you can go ahead and select.
Yeah. So thank you. So guys, don't forget you should be following Chat3 X account and also be following Lunacy. So
Yes.
we have a lot of people here. It's not an easy one. So I'll be selecting first is crypto digging, 101
Okay,
on
so how do I spell it? Crypto
crypto. Yeah, Degen.
101.
Then yeah, the crypto Degen 101.
Okay, so just crypto degen 101. Wait,
Yes,
I don't see it on I don't see it on X at all actually. Maybe maybe you
maybe.
could you paste it in Telegram where we're at, and then
Oh,
I will
yeah,
just
okay. Sure, I'll do it
paste it.
right away. I'll do it
Yeah,
right
please do
away.
that. Yeah, yeah.
So the next person is, so be giving it to Ifunanya. There's a user Ifunanya Nanya underscore 247.
Okay. Please paste it in
Ifunanya.
Telegram so we'll get the right person. Yeah.
Sure, I'll paste that right away.
Yeah.
Uh,
Congratulations.
yeah. So while I am trying to do that, so guys, I will be sharing the voucher code for today's event. So I've just posted it. So the voucher code is before TGE. So you can give me a follow and take a look. Before TGE. That's the voucher code for 2000 gems. And don't forget where you are to paste this voucher code is on the event page of our partner Chat3 in your Xenia wallet. That's where you are
Cool.
to paste this code before TGE. It's spelled capital B, small e, small f, small o, small r, small e, and TGE, spelled in capital T, G, and E. So, guys, thank you all for joining us in today's event. In fact, I must say it's a long one. It's been over an hour. So,
Oh
Luna,
wow.
see, yeah, yeah. So, please, do you have some closing remarks to share?
No, actually, I've been speaking for an hour. I didn't even know it was an hour actually. But that's what happens when you're having fun. At least I'm having fun at your expense. Sorry, guys. But Thanks for having me. It's been really great questions. I always love sharing about Chat3. Thanks for giving me this platform to be able to do so. For those of you who are a lot more interested in what we have to do at Chat3 now, feel free to play around with the streams. Highly encourage that you interact and use the platform more, because then you will be incentivized further, because every action is actually calculated in terms of points, particularly for season 2, which has already begun, because we are about to release TGE, right? So go ahead and use the platform, the way you would, but use it more, right? Use it more, make more friends, connect with others, and I think you would have a really positive time. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Linasi, for giving us your time. And I'm sure that our community, they are so happy, because we've got to learn a lot about Chat3 and what you guys are building and what you guys have right in store. So thank you so much, and thank you all for joining. So we look forward to having more of this subsequently. So thank you, everyone. We appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
See you.
Yeah. So come to the
Bye.
end. So bye, guys.
There they go.
Yeah, hello guys. We welcome you all to today's AMA with our partner Chat3. Thank you guys for joining quite early. You all are right on time. Lunacy, can you hear me?
Yes, GM. Hi. Thanks for
Yeah,
having me.
yeah, good to have you, brother. You're welcome.
Yeah, excited
So
to begin.
yeah, so we're actually looking forward to more people joining us in today's event. I believe that everyone can hear us both clearly. So it's a delight to have our partner Chat3 join us on today's AMA. So guys, let's officially kick off. I'm Noah Nzube,